Today we will discuss the next topic. Yeah, that is topic number 4.2.2 under the solar PV installer course. So this topic covers the employee conduct of code. So the employee conduct of code manual reserves as a guide for employees to inform them regarding the behavior expected from them at work. So this is we can say it is a documented the manual that would be documented a set of instructions. So this guides the employees that how to behave in the workplace or in the organization. So it helps create a good work environment with consistent behavior from employees. So it helps. Basically, it helps in maintaining a suitable or good work environment. So the manual should list examples of acceptable and not acceptable behaviors at work. So which type of behavior that is acceptable and which is not acceptable. So this should be explained or listed in the manual. The manual containing the guidelines regarding the code of conduct. So it should be discussed with the employees so that they have the clarifications required. So now example is like an organization may create guidelines concerning the conduct with clients to ensure no contact is made with them except for business purposes. Means only during the business relations, only in the official or the business manner, there should be interaction with the between the customer and the employees. Okay, and accept that no personal relation, no personal contact. Also, it should prescribe the use of appropriate means of communication. How to communicate with the client? In which method we should communicate? The employees should have a clear understanding concerning their job responsibilities and the behavior expected from them with all stakeholders. Like the company, personal, the officials there in the industry or the organization, the clients, and the associated third parties which are involved in the performing the different tasks or the different objectives or the different purposes which the company serves, different motives which the company serves. Okay, so it is critical to have documented guidelines for employees to follow concerning all aspects of work. So a normal thing we can say that something which is not written, that is not done. So it should be documented, the guidelines. It should cover all of the aspects of work which is expected from the employees. It should also document the disciplinary action to be followed in case of non-compliance. Means if the code of conduct that is not followed. So which type of disciplinary action will be taken against the perpetrators? Okay, like the verbal and then written warning. This could be one type of disciplinary action. Then we can warn the offender. Then temporary suspension or eventual termination of service in case of repeated non-compliance with the employee code of conduct. Okay, like we can say if it is for the first time, then we can give a warning to the offender. Again, he's repeating, then temporary suspension. Still, he's not bothering, then termination. So, employees should know what the company rules are and what will happen if they break the rules. That means the guidelines and the disciplinary action that should be totally in knowledge of the employees. However, disciplinary action should be initiated only when reasonably required to avoid its misuse for employee harassment. Okay, so we should also be careful that the conduct or the power given to the senior authorities for disciplinary action against the offenders, they should also not be misused. This we should also take care of. There should also be an effective mechanism for employees to raise their concerns, grievance, and have them addressed while maintaining privacy. Okay, so as required, like raising concerns regarding the behavior of a co-worker. We should take care of that. Okay, so they should be addressed. Privacy should be maintained. Okay, the employee code of conduct A manual must be duly reviewed and approved by the concerned stakeholders. Okay, like the which type of stakeholder could be human resource department and company executives. So HR and the company executive, they should review and approve the code of conduct manual. Now we can cover our next topic, 4.2.3, that is interpersonal conflicts. So it is any type of conflict between two or more people. They don't agree on something, so they are conflicting. So these are found in both personal and professional relationships. So among families, there could be conflicts, friends, co-workers. So in the workplace, interpersonal conflict is often observed when a person or group of people interfere with another person's attempt at completing assignment and achieving goal. So what is a very common occurrence of a conflict? When someone is interfering with another one's task. Okay, so this usually gives rise to conflicts. So it is critical to resolve conflicts in the workplace to boost the morale of the employees and repair working relationships and improve customer satisfaction. So this should be resolved. The conflicts, they should be resolved. Otherwise, it will be demoralizing for the employees. Relationships in the workplace, they will go wrong. And customer satisfaction, that is one of the most important things by in a business organization. All of them, they will suffer if we do not resolve the conflicts in a sufficient or very less time. Reasons for workplace conflicts. Workplace conflicts are often observed when two or more people have different point of view. Very common. Different people, different views. This often gives rise to conflicts. So this can happen between managers, co-workers, or clients and customers. So anywhere, a conflict of this opinion or the point of view, they could be dissimilar. So their conflicts will rise. So in general, interpersonal conflicts are caused by a lack of communication or unclear communication. So this is another reason, lack of communication or the communication that is not clear. So some of the leading reasons for workplace conflicts are difference in values, personality clashes, poor communication. So how it is like a poor communication case listed by this example. So if a manager reassigns a task to another employee without communicating with the employee to whom it was originally assigned, then interpersonal conflicts can arise among them. So there is a miscommunication. Task has been assigned to another person, but it is not conveyed to the first person that you are not be dealing with this, doing this task now. So this may potentially make the first employee, okay, the employee who was originally given the task, he will feel slighted and mistrusted by the manager. He will think that the manager is not trusting me, he's sidelining me. It may even cause animosity in the first employee towards the employee who was now being assigned the task. This is another issue. He will, first of all, he will think about the manager that he's not trusting me. And the one who is replacing him, that he will start beginning getting hatred for that person. He will stop cooperating with him, the new person who is given the task, one who has replaced him. From his view, the new person has replaced him. It's a type of interpersonal conflict. So four types of interpersonal conflicts, like the first one is policy related interpersonal conflict. Now, when a conflict relates to a decision or situation that involves both parties, okay, then it can be called as policy related interpersonal conflict. The example of that is the two people or groups working on the same project trying to adopt different approaches. Okay, to resolve the policy related interpersonal conflicts, the parties involved should try to look for a win-win situation or to make a compromise. The situation where both are benefiting, or there could be a compromise could be made between the two parties. So this is especially critical to resolve trivial issues so that work is not affected and common goals are achieved. That is because if we are not resolving this type of conflicts, then the goals we won't be achieving. Work that will suffer. Output we will not get as desired. Next is pseudo conflicts. So these can arise when two or a group of people want different things and cannot reach an agreement. That means it is not easy to make a compromise. So they usually involve trivial disagreements that tend to hide the root of the issue. That we have to identify. What is the root of the issue? Okay, next is ego-related interpersonal conflicts. Very common with the human nature, the ego. So in losing the argument may hurt or damage a person's pride. The argument is going on and someone lost it. It may hurt him. Ego, that may hurt. The ego conflicts also may arise when a number of small conflicts pile up on being left unresolved. So small conflicts we are not resolving. There is it started accumulating one after another. So this may also give rise to ego conflict. To resolve ego-related conflict, it's best to find the root of the issue and work towards the resolution. So again, try to identify the root, then try to resolve it. Fourth type is value-related interpersonal conflicts. Sometimes conflicts may occur between people when they have different value systems. So such conflicts can be difficult to identify, initially making the people involved thinking the other party is being disagreeable or stubborn. So different value systems are there. And for people they are thinking that the other party is not agreeing. So some co-workers may highly value their personal family time after office. So he is spending the time with his family, cannot spare time to the office after the working hours. In that time, if the client is trying to reach the official, the personal office personnel there, the employee there, then he won't be responding. Okay, on the other side, some person, official or the employee is like that. He's placing the client, the customer satisfaction on the priority. So he is making some time, finding time and trying to resolve the client's issue. Okay, even after the official working hours are over. So this may give rise to conflicts. So conflict may rise among such people when they may be required to coordinate to help a client during after office hours. It means office hours are over, office is closed now. Still some type of task is being needed. So someone is giving it a priority, someone is not giving it a priority. He's giving his family or other things or other some matter is priority after the office hours. This can give rise to a conflict. Okay, so value-related interpersonal conflicts are often difficult to settle since neither party likes to compromise. So if a person is spending a time with his family, he won't easily agree to live with that, his family and work for the client. Okay, similarly, a person who is giving priority to the client, he won't be easily convinced that let the other person spend time with his family. Okay, now so next is resolving interpersonal conflicts. The conflicts are usually likely in the workplace, just because we are dealing with human being. So the basic human nature that is not going to change. Most probably there will be disagreement. There will be conflict of interest. Often resolving interpersonal conflicts through open communication helps build a stronger relationship. So it means we want to resolve any type of interpersonal conflict. In that case, we have to openly be able to communicate. So the communication. The communication is used to resolve some type of conflict. A great way to resolve interpersonal conflict is for the opposing parties to listen to the one another, each other. They should listen, everyone. So what is their opinion? What are their viewpoints? So meeting in person and keeping the conversation goal oriented is important. So one can have effective communication by following some measures like staying on the topic, listening actively, being mindful of the body language, maintaining eye contact. So these are some of the methods how to resolve the conflicts by communication. Now, active listening. In active listening, one should patiently listen to what the other person is saying without interrupting or talking over them. First of all, listen to other person, what he's saying, what is his view. It helps one display empathy and get the root of the issue. So asking questions to seek clarification when required helps in clear communication and conveys to the other person that one is listening to them. So practicing active listening is a great way to improve one's communication skills. The next is displaying empathy. So listening attentively and identifying the anxieties or issues of co-workers. That is also a big way to show the empathy and the concern to the another person. That yes, I am listening to you. Okay, I am caring for you. I bother for your problems. Okay, it matters to me. Over the situation, adverse situation you are facing. It is essential to understand the feelings and actions to encourage honesty and avoid future conflict. Next is not holding grudges. Because with different type of people and personalities in a workplace, it is common for co-workers to have conflicts. This is a common thing. People with different mindset, different views, different opinions, they may conflict. Okay, so best is to accept the difference and move on. So forgive, don't have any type of grudge. Okay, so that is the way how to resolve some issues. Grudge is there, then in the future these conflicts they will keep on rising. So work-related interpersonal conflicts can be complicated because different people have different leadership styles, personality characteristics, job responsibilities, and the way of interaction. So one should learn to look above interpersonal conflict, resolve them to ensure work goals and environments they are not affected. Due to this conflict, the normal working environment in the industry or the organization that should not be affected.